Having a lovely conversation. Welcome back to Ireland AM. New research has shown that a simple ruler test might be an indicator of our overall fitness levels.
Yes, so here to show us some ways to check out physical health at home is personal trainer Adrian McDonnell. Good morning to you,
Good morning.
Adrian.
Hello.
How are you? So, like when you were talking earlier on and we were showing this as a tease earlier on about the ruler test.
Yes.
So tell us about this and how this shows us our physical strength and our physical training.
So with the ruler reaction test, what I'm going to do is without warning, I'm going to drop the ruler and you're going to try catch it as quickly as possible. Now, this will measure your brain's reaction speed. So your reaction speed, this is really important, whether you are, let's just say you're driving in the car, you need to all of a sudden brake. Okay, that's your brain's reaction speed kicking in, whether you're catching a ball. So what we're going to do is essentially the lower the number you get when I drop the ruler, the faster your reaction speed is, and the higher the number, maybe we need to work on it more.
Okay,
all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it at 30.
No, well, I was earlier on.
Now, you're going to position, so you're going to position your hands just in alignment with the 0 there.
Okay.
And then without warning, I'm going to drop. You ready?
Yep.
Sure?
Yep.
Now, where have we got?
There.
Okay. We'll go with, what's that, a 9? That's good. That's higher than average. So a 9. Adam, do you want to go?
Yeah, I was very good at this earlier on, but
would
it depend on the hand that you? Would you depend on the hand that you're using? Like
well, I'd imagine that your right hand is going to be more probably faster than your non-right hand. Okay, so hands in alignment with 0. Yeah. You ready? Mm-hmm.
Oh!
We'll go again. That was just a test. Nice.
He's all over it there,
He's a natural.
So is this the sort of thing?
So can I ask you what then that is? If you're catching it so quickly, what does that mean?
Yeah. So it just means you've got a faster reaction speed.
Now, can I ask you something? Would you get somebody who would miss that and it would fall right through their hands?
Well, I mean, in that situation, you probably need to work on your speed and your ability to make.
Would be cognitive problems there or something like that? Would that be a warning sign?
There has been there can be some age-related illnesses associated with the lack of a reduction in reaction speed. So this one is always a good one just to keep on top of.
Is it something you can work on?
Absolutely. So even just like throwing and catching a ball, okay? Whether it is, if you're doing this with a partner, you're doing it on your own, just some good ways to actually focus on that on a daily basis.
So as simple as throwing a ball against a wall, even.
Absolutely.
Something like that would be good for your reaction.
Or table tennis too, like so a game like that too. So you're moving side to side, you're focusing on your reaction, your response time. All those things can be good.
So there are things that can be worked up. Fantastic. Love that one. OK, so the next one is standing on one leg. What is this a sign of?
OK, so what we're going to do is we are just going to stand up nice and tall, OK, and just balance on one leg. And ideally you want to do this without much movement. Okay, so this essentially tests us.
Will you start the clock, lads?
Sorry.
Start the clock.
Ideally what we're aiming for here...
Jenny Mac, we've been doing it for 10 seconds already.
Does he have to be up like this or like that?
Oh.
So the higher up you go, the more challenging it is.
Okay.
So this will test obviously your balance, but also it just tests your brain's ability to work alongside your body.
Okay.
So just having good...
So it has something to do with neurological function?
Sure, your neurological function, exactly.
And is it 20 seconds?
So ideally you want to be aiming for 20 seconds. If you struggle with 20...
that's 20.
That's a long 20, yeah. So that's pretty good. And again, that just will test your neurological function and just your brain's ability to work alongside your body.
So if you're just sitting at home right now, like you're sitting down, you watch Ireland AM, there's little things that you could be doing yourself. Is that just good for you to do with balance anyway?
Honestly, in the morning, what I do when I'm putting on my socks, I'll try to do it on one leg without...
putting on
exactly.
your socks.
Put on your shoes. Just day-to-day stuff like that.
And it's the sort of thing that when you start off with something... Now, to be fair, I do this as part of my exercise class, but you can start like this. You could be wobbling all over the place.
100%.
But you can build it up.
100%. It's building your single leg strength, your balance, your stability.
And I'm sorry, I'm being on the negative here. If you can't do it, what is that a sign of?
Well, so it's neurological function, so it's your brain's ability to work alongside your body.
So if you can't do that, simple things like that, should you be sort of maybe contacting your GP and going, I can't even do that, is there something up?
Well, you want to... prevention is better than cure, right? So, like, walking downstairs, walking upstairs, things like that requires balance and walking on one leg. So the better you're able to do those things, the better you're able to move out on a daily basis.
But it would be the sort of thing, because I know that this has become very big in the exercise world, simple movements like this, regardless of age, in building them up. If you can do it for 2 seconds, if you can do it for 3 seconds by the end of the week, if you can do it by 4 seconds.
100%. I'd even just start out with like holding onto a table and at least you're comfortable moving, standing on one leg, and then you can transition to...
And then
without assistance at all.
Without assistance at all. Okay, so these are things that you
that's the
can
ultimate
build
goal.
up at home.
Let's build it up. Come on, we do it every day. A plank is...
Yeah.
You'd be great at the plank,
I
Tommy.
hate the side plank. I hate it.
Yeah.
What is a side plank?
Yeah, well, so this will build your core strength and your core
I
stability.
don't have any of.
Now, when you think about the core is central to everything that you do, right? And the function of the core is to protect your spine and to stabilise your body. Now, if I ask you, Muireann or Alan, to do a core exercise, what are the first two you think of?
I'll do my sit-up.
Sit-ups and probably crunches. So these are great for developing your rectus abdominis, your six-pack muscles, right? But often people neglect your lateral core muscles or your obliques at the side. So with the side plank, so what we can do is we can lie on the floor. So elbow in line with the shoulder. Nice straight line from your heel right through to your hip, right through to your shoulder.
And you want these legs on top of each other? Or do you want
toes,
them that way?
toes pointed straight, legs on top of each other.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
So what we want to do is we want to raise the hips.
Throw
the timer on there now.
Put the timer on, lads.
Okay.
Put the timer on.
It's on.
And ideally, you want to hold this for at least 30 seconds. There we go.
Oh, Julie.
Okay, why do you want to hold this for 30 seconds?
Well, it's a good indication of your core strength and your core stability.
But this is an incredibly difficult exercise.
Seriously, what's that, 15? Oh, mother of God.
This is an incredibly difficult exercise, though, Adrian, right?
Muireann, are you okay? Are you
this
finding
is a challenging
I'm fine at the
exercise,
minute.
so keep your hips nice and tall.
So keep them stacked up, Alan.
Exactly.
You can
There
keep
we
on
go.
going.
Now you're feeling
Stay
that,
stacked. You did it!
There we go. That's
now,
a great
30
exercise.
the other
though.
side. Why? I'm joking.
All right.
And you
Why
do
is
need to
that a great
alternate.
exercise?
You do need to alternate both sides. So this will just test your core stability, your core strength. Like again, the core is central to everything that you do.
So if you could only do that for 15, then try tomorrow do it for 16.
So if you find the straight leg hard, you can just start out with side bend.
Side bend.
So that way it's less. It's not as much tension, and you're not carrying as much load or as much weight. Then you just progress in to straight leg.
To the side.
So because I know people...
And you can even add a weight if you're feeling really strong or raise a leg, right?
Stop. Because isn't it true? Because people sort of saying to me, and all the time, I'm getting older, and we're all getting older, but to have some core resistance as you're getting older,
100%.
to have some core, like even doing small little things, just to have that little bit of resistance, because then it helps as you get older with muscles, 100%. And if you're not well, and if you're sick. Now, this one I said earlier on, Tommy could do it. Muireann says, oh, I can do that. How can you get off the floor without using your hands?
And why do we want to
And why do we want to?
Okay,
Literally, I am not going to be able to do this.
Am I actually doing this on TV? Well, this will test your hip mobility, your core strength, and also your single leg strength too. And just when you get older, you want to be able to move and function independently without having to, rely on anyone. So... Here we go. So cross your legs over, right?
Seriously?
You want a nice forward lean. Go. Okay.
And do you have to hold here, or are you just allowed?
As long as your hands don't touch the floor, it's
As long as
fine.
your hands don't touch the floor. Okay.
And then you can go back down again.
Come on.
Now, Alan, if you find it tough, you can try...
I can't even move forward, never mind get up.
If you find it...
I swear to God, I can't even move
If you find it tough, you can try the step, rotate and step method.
You can.
I can't dare it. That's as good as it gets.
Okay, ready? Put the bum up now, real quick. 1, 2, 3, bum. Okay.
So try
With a bit of help. 1, 2, 3,
go.
Bum.
Up, up, up. There we go.
Can we try
Seriously,
what?
You can try this one, though.
Okay.
So this is a bit of a regression. So it's a step, rotate, step. So what you want to do, legs are straight. You rotate. And then, without you didn't see that hand there, and then you just step up.
Sorry, the referee over in the corner sitting there like Buddha.
Okay,
And listen,
thank you so much.
If you have any health concerns, or indeed you need a physical check complete, make sure to see a registered health professional. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, so Adrian_Mac Lifestyle Fitness.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Really appreciate it.